On a quiet, frost-covered Christmas Eve in 2013, the peaceful English village of Bosham settled into holiday calm. Families gathered in warm living rooms, lights flickered on trees, and carols played softly in the background. But inside one elegant, seaside home, a brutal crime was about to shatter that stillness forever. Valerie Graves, a 55-year-old artist and mother of two, had agreed to house-sit for a wealthy couple vacationing abroad. She had joined her family for Christmas dinner earlier that evening, full of warmth, laughter, and memories. When the meal was over, she returned to the quiet house to sleep alone in the guest room. She would never wake up again. By morning, Valerie was found bludgeoned to death. Her body lay on the bed, her skull crushed with shocking force. The murder weapon, a claw hammer, was missing. The house showed no signs of forced entry, and nothing appeared stolen. Forensics found few clues, and the village, which had barely known violent crime in decades, was in disbelief. Why would someone kill a woman so kind, so uncontroversial, in such a savage and personal way? Was it a targeted attack or a robbery gone wrong? Police launched an extensive investigation, interviewing neighbors, scouring the house for DNA, and putting the entire community on alert. But as days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, there were no answers. The story faded from the headlines, but the horror remained frozen in Bosham's memory. For over a year, the case went cold. The town mourned. Valerie's children struggled for closure. Then, in a stroke of forensic fortune, police isolated a partial DNA profile left at the scene. An almost invisible trail the killer didn't know he had left behind. That breakthrough sent shockwaves through the investigation. Authorities issued international alerts and eventually matched the DNA to a man named Christian Sabo, a Romanian national who had worked in the UK around the time of the murder. He was no stranger to burglary and had vanished shortly after the killing. Romanian police arrested him in 2019, nearly 6 years after the crime. He was extradited to the UK to face trial. In court, the truth finally emerged. Sabo had targeted the house believing it was empty. He knew the wealthy owners were abroad and thought he'd find valuables. But when he entered in the dead of night, he didn't expect anyone to be inside. Valerie awoke. The encounter turned violent. In a blind panic, he struck her with the hammer he had brought, over and over again, until she was silent. He fled, the scene with nothing. No money, no stolen items, only blood on his hands and silence behind him, Sabo confessed. The courtroom heard every gruesome detail. But as justice moved forward, deeper questions lingered. Why was he so sure the house would be empty? Did he act alone? How did he know the layout of the property? These questions were